it's Taylor with Shaw Edge Projects, and I am coming back with another personal project. I'm not actually working on this for anybody this time. This is a me situation. So my desk, where I keep my computer, is quite small. It's an old sewing table that belonged to my great aunt, and I love that table, but it is just not working out as a desk. So I used to work part-time for another company, and recently, about a month ago, I got promoted to full-time, which is fantastic. More money, yay, especially in this economy. So basically that's kind of cut down on the time I have to do projects, but it also means I'm spending a lot more time at my desk. So I invested in a really good desk chair, which turned out to be a gaming chair. Wasn't expecting to have that. I mean, I'm a gamer, but not like hardcore. I don't know what this was. Cat ears, you know, the ears on the headphone. I get really subconscious when people walk down the street and I'm talking to a camera. So I got a gaming chair, and then I have a desktop computer that my husband put together for me. He put it together and assembled it. It's really cool. It changes colors and rainbows, so I got a matching keyboard and mouse that also changes colors to rainbows. It's just kind of neat looking. Dual monitors, the whole 9 yards. But this desk is old. I did a horrible paint job on it the very first time before I knew how to do really any of this. So what I want to do is build a, not necessarily pretty, but just a flat desk with the filing cabinet that I have on the side over here, and then just do a U-shaped leg out of some 2x4s. I just need the surface area and the leg room underneath because I keep banging my knees on the little drawers on the sides. Every time I turn around, I can't scoot into the desk very far. It's just kind of a pain. So I'm going to build that kind of desk. Got some plans drawn up. I will show those to you in a little bit. So yeah, we're gonna try and do that. I don't know if I'll get it all done today. Probably not. Let's just be honest, probably not, but I'm gonna take you along with me and we'll see what we can do. I am gonna try and refurbish that desk afterwards. I wanna kind of scrape all the paint off, sand it down, maybe do a, I don't know, a stain on it of some kind. I think I want to stain this too. I think maybe like a mahogany or something would be kind of nice, but we'll just kind of see how it goes. First up are the plans. So that's not going to focus, is it? Focus. This is generally what it is. New desk. Got all my measurements down. This is the general shape. My pot. It was broke and I glued it back together. It's not pretty, but like I'm gonna try and put my orchid in it because my orchid is huge. It's like super tall. It droops really far. I'm gonna try and put it in this thing. And these pieces of wood are from the same piece of plywood that were basically scrap from another project. Actually, they are scrap from my cabinets that I built. If you want to go back and watch those videos, highly recommend you do. But they were just left over from that, and I decided to sand them down and make a nice desk for myself. So I measured and made sure to cut my boards down to the same length. This is my chalk line that I use to make my boards straight. So it's basically a string, and inside that little silver part is chalk. So you take it, you snap it, and you get a line. And I'll address it here because I apparently decided it wasn't important that I did dye my hair pink. I've been having a lot of fun ever since working from home, so I love my pink hair. And let me know what you think. Should I be pink? Should I be blonde? Should I try another color? I am open to suggestions. Here I'm getting my jigsaw all set up, making sure it's unplugged, inserting the blade, and cutting off my piece. Again, unplugged, removing the blade, and putting everything back to stay at least a little bit organized somewhere in my life.
Okay, so what I've decided to do is I'm going to voice over these parts because I did have music playing in the background and don't want to get copyrighted. So as you can see, my one board is warped, so that means I need to put on these braces, and I'm just figuring out how to do that. One of these days I'm going to have an actual workshop where I don't have to store my wood like it's an advanced game of adult Tetris, and I can't wait for that day to happen. These boards that I picked up, this one right here, I lovingly picked up from the side of the road because #resourceful. It's kind of warped and bowed, but for my purposes, it's straight enough, and I was able to make it work. Besides, I didn't want to go buy wood currently. And then this other board here is left over from a pergola I made for a different client. So these two pieces are going to work really well as the legs for my table. It is treated, but that didn't really matter to me. This wood's going inside. It was just scrap. Here I'm measuring off my distances and making them square with my square. And then I got out my vise table, which you've seen in other videos. Comes in quite handy to hold the board in place, especially when you're one person and someone else can't hold that board for you. And then, easy trick, for the same height, I just laid the one cut board on top of the other ones and drew a line. Sanding montage. So, need some wood filler to kind of fill in some of these really rough spots. I don't have grain filler, it's fine, this will do. Okay. Once all of my wood filler had dried, I took a sander and just lightly sanded over the rough spots. and then wiped it down with a wet paper towel to kind of get the dust off. If there's one thing we've learned, I like a good sanding montage. Isn't there a housekeeping rule that's called like clean as you go? Also applies to the workshop. Makes the end result much easier. Yeah, I don't do that very often either. Then sanded down all my legs, make sure that there weren't any rough spots. Sanded down the weird bits on all the boards, wipe them down with tack cloth. So here I'm figuring out how to lay my cross pieces down. As you can see, that board is very warped, and it does take me a few tries to get it down, but I do eventually get it. It's basically making sure your screws are in the right places to pull it down, and sometimes it takes a couple tries to actually pull into those pieces. So as you can see, I use clamps to hold down the warped pieces and make sure they're pretty level. I used a lot of clamps. A lot of clamps. It does take a few tries, and it's not always perfect, but like I said, this was a project for myself and not for another client. Otherwise, I don't think I would have made do with what I did accept, but for myself, it was fine. I eventually realized it was going to take putting that second piece on there to hold that first one in place, which did eventually work out. My boards were warped, so we're going to see if they'll stick. I think I need to redo this side with a clamp, but let me see if that'll hold. Got wood glue between them. I don't know, that's not going to do anything, but we're going to try. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It'll scrap wood, you know, worth a shot. And as you see, it held pretty well, if I do say so myself.
So I think what's going to happen next is I'm going to build the leg that goes on this side. The other side is being supported by a filing cabinet. So I'm going to put the leg together and try and put it on. I think I'll just put it together first and then unclamp this and see how it goes. Because, I mean, it is warped. It's just the nature. But that's what we're going to do next. See how it goes. Kind of running out of time. Sun's starting to set and I've got a prior engagement at 7:30, so I'm gonna have to be cleaning up real quick, but
go. So it's basically building a box. Yeah, building a box seems like it'd be fairly easy, wouldn't it? This took a long time. A long time. It probably would have been easier if I had perfect boards, but since I was using my scrap, which were less than perfect, it did take a bit to get them perfectly flush against one another. I can tell you I was definitely cranky by the end of this and was ready for it to be over. Oh yes, whipped out the old pocket hole maker to have extra, what, security, strength, bonding, support? One of those descriptors. So this part here, these screws that I used were very soft and completely stripped the head way too quickly, so I had to use pliers to twist this screw back out, and I will be throwing those in the trash. I decided to go with longer screws for more stability on the outside. I think I went with 2.5-inch screws instead of 2s. Then double down on the screws that it took to attach to the table. Which again took a lot of manipulating, but I got the hang of it. Got creative with my clamps. Takes a little outside the box thinking.
So it's got a filing cabinet, so that's why it sits here, but look! Hot! It kind of worked. Is it perfect? No. See, it's a little bowed. It's got a little bit of a lip, but this is going to be the back anyway. So, I don't care. Pretty good for scrap wood, in my opinion. I'm just going to stain it tomorrow, and it'll be done. So exciting! Staining day. I've decided to go with special walnut. I did a couple test swatches. Right here. So this one, special walnut. This one was a dark walnut. I think this is too dark. I really want to go with the special. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Don't know if I have enough, so I might have to go buy another can, but we're going to give it a shot.
Yes, I totally wore the same outfit 2 days in a row because why not? Less laundry? That's my philosophy. So it started out so beautifully. Very nice. I then accidentally scraped the bottom of the staining can where, you know, all the stain settles, and pulled out basically black stain. So the rest of this table is fairly dark. I just call it unique. It's like a faded wood ombre. I don't know.
There you have it, my brand new desk that I made from just scrap wood that I had in my pile. I think it turned out pretty well for what it was. You know, it has some imperfections. Gotta wait for today's to shut down. It gave me a lot more space because I definitely needed that with my, you know, work situation and planning projects and all of that kind of thing. I mean, it has some imperfections, but what DIY project doesn't? I certainly know I have quite a few imperfections, but I'm also a DIY, you know, we're all DIYs and we're all projects and we're working on ourselves and making ourselves better every single day. But enough about people and more about the wood project. So I really do love it, and of course, like any DIYer, I already see places where I want to improve and upgrade. I think I want to add like one of those foot hammocks, so that'll be in another video, so stay tuned for that. And eventually I think I want to put a second shelf to set my monitors on, because currently they're just sitting flat on my desk and I don't really like looking down. I'd rather look straight up and at my monitor, so I think I kind of want to put a shelf over there. And that's it. If you liked anything about this video, go ahead and hit that like button. If you want to see more of my projects, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Turn that little bell notification on if you want to be notified every time I post a video. Granted, they are kind of few and far between, so that notification will help you keep on track with when I am posting things every other Tuesday. That is my schedule currently. Maybe it'll change in the future. Maybe it won't. It's working for me right now. But anyways, stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!